Hi all, this is just a quick update. Yes, the 23rd is drawing a bit nearer, Thursday the 23rd of February. We've got permission to be there, everyone knows we're going to be there. We have public liability insurance, we have employer liability insurance being taken out. So we're fairly watertight where it is there. As for the story itself, there's been some solid work done on this in terms of storyboards and in terms of cinematography. I'm sorry for the delay, but these things tend to take a bit of time. Scripts tend to be kicked about from person to person around, and it has its own evolution before the day. So we iron out all problems before the first shoot of the day. My apologies for the quality of this. I'm recording on a mobile phone at this moment in time. So this takes us to transport. Basically, I've been going through it, and the best procedure is that I will pick up Eloise in the morning, and she'll go with me, and we'll prep up for the day. If Jenny can take the train from Nottingham to Loughborough, I'll pick her up from there. Paul's got his own transport. An alternative here is the train station. It's round the corner from him. It could be potentially more convenient. Melvin has his own transport, and Joe may want to take the train. So this takes us to filming. We're filming in 24 frames per second widescreen and on 60 on slow motion. The slow motion I'm going to hang back on because we need at least twice the lumens of light for that to be effective. To be judging the quality of the shots, I will be taking a laptop with me. I find a small 9-inch monitor, it's not quite enough for my liking to tell if we've got quality or not. So that's how I tend to do things. Also, we're taking one camera. If we have two or three cameras, that's more cameramen, and also it becomes problematic on the day. It's a relatively small environment here, so Christian Nolan uses one camera unless he's having a stunt. Lots of directors use only one camera because it's much more focused. And also with that, when I'm planning a shoot, I tend to plan as if I'm shooting on celluloid. That's £10 a minute to run, so I tend to plan quite efficaciously. Digital cameras they're good, but the fact that it's basically free to go on, it's producing a lot of waste in the industry. So I'm highly focused and I'm planning as if that was the final shot from there. But as for takes, don't be worried about it. We've got 6 hours there from there, and also 6 hours I would say to do a 3-minute film. The first minute of that film is establishing, and that's basically following the professor. One trick shot, which I'll get to. The final part of that is the hug and the embrace. That's not the most complex scene in the world, but it had great emotional impact from there. So that takes us to about 1.5 minutes of a dialogue scene, and a lot of that scene is pause. You've got pauses in between because the pauses are adding emphasis onto the story. 6 hours, we should be able to do that in 3, but we're getting 6 hours because I want to ensure it. If we need more takes, we need more takes. That way we can have the highest probability of producing a high quality piece of work, which is what we're aiming for. Now, as for the opening itself, I'm opening up with a Nazarene walk. See the flat of my hand? That's the lens of the camera pointing up. The professor walks by, and the camera picks up the shoulder and the head. As he walks by, the lens drops down, and it gives the impression that the individual has been walking a great many miles and has been going through a hard journey in his life. It's called the Nazarene shot. From there, it's one of Werner Herzog's favourites. I can't demonstrate that here, but I feel it's one of the best opening shots to convey distance and time and effort. The other shot that I'm going for is post when the bottle waters the lavender. I'll show you the shot that I'm going for. Another possibility on the day is that of ghost imagery and ghost video. I'll just give you a demonstration of background, subject, and then the composite image. Now those scenes we can also use in filming as well. That could add an effect, it could make it worse, but we'll see on the day. I've got a feeling that one of those shots will be a ghost image, and it adds production value from it. It's a potential. We'll see how we go. Now, as for dialogue, I'm writing a short script. I prefer to have natural acting with individuals learning the chemistry of each other, knowing the theme, and then doing the dialogue as they see fit on the day. There is a short script that I'm going to be writing. I'm going to send it to you. It's 1.5 minutes, and there is pauses, but it's not the biggest script of all time. And yes, it is predictable, but we can do that here, and we can do that with natural voices and natural gestures which complement the vocalization that would be coming from our own experience rather than going from a script. But we can do it both ways. It's not the biggest script. Chemistry over time, so actors get to know each other, is often the best way to do these things. So really the film itself is about 1 minute introduction, 1.5 minutes of dialogue scene with death scene, and then the final minute is the uplifting embrace, and that embrace it's got a lot of emotional impact in that. This is a very, very delicate subject, and I'm trying to do the subject with elegance, class, and a certain amount of charisma to it. It's a powerful subject, this, and we all have to be aware of that. If we need another rehearsal, we could have a rehearsal in my house, and I could take photos. On another occasion, I can take photos of Jenny and her colleague. That will be free of charge. In fact, anyone on the project, you are welcome to a 40-shot portfolio that I'll do for you free of charge as a little thank you for the day. So where we are at the moment, the guidelines for this film have been done, and from there, on the day, there will be micro adjustments according to what we see and feel on the day. A film set, when you arrive there on the day with the actors, with the equipment, you can often see things that have been missed in previous occasions, and we're going to go for better capture, but nothing drastic in terms of changing. So that's really about it from me for this moment in time. So thanks for watching, and as always, if there's any doubts or queries, just get in contact with me, because that's the best way to proceed. If I'm not aware of something and it impacts on the day, then we've done ourselves no favours. So before the day of the shoot, all questions will be answered, and we should have a relatively smooth day of shooting. So that's it from me for the moment. Thank you very much, and chat to you soon. All the best. Bye.